What took you so long getting out the bar?
They're not all back.
Eh? You've got an extension for later. We can go out there and we can drink till 11:58. We started the concert at 7:57. Oh, I do hate bra straps. What are we starting with?
Do you want to
Oh, no. We've got something to do before we get there. We've got to start the second half now. I want you all to bring out your balloons that you've got. Okay, yes. Here you are wondering what you're doing with the balloons. And there will be some naughty people that have blown them up and popped them already. Well, you're going to miss out on this bit of fun. We want some half lights on, please. Some half house lights. Thank you. No, half house. We don't want to embarrass anybody. I haven't told you to blow it up yet. Let it down. Do what you're told. Yeah, let it down. That's fine. We know where you're going. We know where you're going. You should have gone before you went. Anyway, now, here we go. Get in your seats. Get your backsides on your seats. I want you all to wave your balloons at the hat band. Up in the gods up there. What's the weather like up there? Okay. That's good. Are you having a good time, everybody? That's good. What I want you to do is use some of that breath, and I want you to go and blow your balloon up a little bit, and then show it to us. Let's see it. That's good. Now that's not big enough. Back down again, and I want another big breath, size 36D. Come on. Hold it up and let's see it. Let's see them in front of you. Okay, nice and still. Don't move. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Let go. Okay. Find a balloon. We'll do it again. No, I'm joking. Give yourselves a round of applause for the most stupid thing you've done this week. And we'll have the house lights down. They're quite embarrassed enough now. And that lady's back from the toilet. That's good. It reminds me of a toilet in America, but I've decided to clean up the act tonight, so I'm not going to tell you. It was Friday night when we set sail and we were not far from the land. Where the captain's light and government's a prayer with the books and hands in our hands. And the ocean light goes and the stormy winds do blow. We poor sailors are slipping on the low. And the ocean waves will roll, and the stormy winds will slow. We poor sailors are tripping up the low, and the land lovers fly out below, lovers fly out below. Up spoke the mate of a gallant ship, and a fine old man were he. I have a wife sailing by the sea, and tonight a widow she will be. And the ocean waves will roar, and the stormy winds will blow. We poor sailors are tripping up along, of a light up below, below. Of a light up below. Up spoke the cabin boy of my gallant ship, and a white young man were he. Saying, I have a sweetheart and sailing by the sea, and
much more like hot and light do for the bottom of the sea. And the old
Clap your hands, come on, get them loudly!
and the stormy winds are low. We poor sailors, the skipping up the love, and the love light up below, below, below.
Then 3 times around, that fooled you, spun our gallant ship. 3 times around, spun ship. 3 times around, spun our gallant ship. As she sank to the bottom of the sea, glug, glug, and the ocean played to roll. Clap your hands, come on!
And the stormy wind will blow. We poor sailors were getting up the rope, and the land of us lie down below, 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 and the land of us lie down below. Roll, and the stormy wind will blow. We poor sailors were skipping up the rope, and the land of us lie down below, 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 and the land of us lie down below. And the stormy wind will blow. We poor sailors were skipping up the rope, and the land of us lie down below, 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 and the land of us lie down below. I agree entirely.
It's outside first on the right. Somebody stamp on that mouse. We're going way out west. We're going way out west, Mullins. Mullins, we're going way out west. That means you've got to go and get something. Any time in the next 10 minutes will be fine by us. It was worth waiting for, wasn't it? So we're going way out west and we're going to introduce you to yet another character in our repertoire. And it features the rattlesnakes on percussion. Come on, rattlesnakes, on you come. Are you ready? Are you ready? Not one of you at a time. I'm asking him, not you buggers out there. Are you ready? I'd ask for a refund if I were Thought you were ready. We've started out here. I'll do it again. Who's farted?
I am tough as every man would know. I fight with bright red trousers on so bloodstains do not show. And odds they are against me with what lots of men in town are chained by bright red trousers into a khaki brown. Whippy-I-ay, whippy-I-oh. In the sky. Felix was a mighty cat, he was useful with a gun. When outlaws dare to mix with him, he usually makes them run. But in what fight they made him limp, his foot was awful sore. He shouted out, I'll get you, boy. You've been and shot me paw. Whippy-I-ay, whippy-I-oh. Lots of horses since I was just a kid. The first I bought was a Shetland, he cost me 20 quid. He couldn't neigh or make a noise, his voice was very coarse. The Shetland I had been and bought was a little horse. Whippy-I-ay, whippy-I-oh. Those riders I've got a girl, her name is Sue, she really is a whiz. And 'cause I'm big and macho, she thinks that I'm the biz. In the head she ran with a grin, she whispered in my ear. She said, why don't you go to town? So that is why I'm here. Whippy-I-ay, whippy-I-oh. In the sky. I bought myself brown paper hat, brown paper waistcoat too, brown paper pants, brown paper socks, and a pair of brown paper shoes. So working very hard to find and money gets quite thin, I put on my paper clothing and go rustling. Dirty verse. I rode across the desert, the sun was killing me. I came along a cowboy who was tied onto a tree. He said to me, I've just been had by an Indian who was gay. To which I said to him, this ain't your lucky day. Whippy-I-ay, whippy-I-oh. Those riders in the sky. Again! Whippy-I-ay.
Some fun with that there. Oh dear. Now, I think it's time I told you a naughty joke. Yeah, you're in the mood for naughtiness, you lot, I can tell. Well, you've got, is anyone here under the age of, I don't know, 14, who's a bit sensitive about the language that they hear? Cover their ears for them now, because they'll want to listen to this. This is a story of a little boy of 5 who was going to go and visit his uncle on his uncle's farm for the first time away from home. His mum was very worried about this. He was going off there to stay on the big farm. He was ever so excited. He said, I'm looking forward to going to Uncle Jim's. And his mum said, now little Johnny, I want to hear everything that happens when you get home. Right, old mummy, he said, I'll do that. And when he came back on Sunday night, his mum said to him, and what happened at Uncle Jim's farm, Johnny? He said, well, us got up ever so early on Saturday morning, he said, and us had us breakfast, and then we went and let the fuckers out, he said. And then before us had our tea in the afternoon, we went and got the fuckers in again. And the mother was horrified, and she said, I'm sure Uncle Jimmy didn't use language like that, Johnny. And he said, no, he said he called them effers, but I knew what he meant.
Do you know, I can't leave him alone for 5 minutes.
That joke is about as old as this band. I learned it from my dentist's wife. Bob Binnersley, Bob Binnersley, that's who it was. I don't know if he's here tonight. If he is, it was your missus that told me that.
That was when he had teeth.
I still have teeth, it's just them that aren't real. Gilly, salt and pepper, by the sea, I know. This next song is a special request, and we quite enjoy doing it. See if you enjoy listening to it. If you don't, No, I'm in the wrong key, boys. I don't mind. I'm in the wrong key. You were fiddling. Just shows what a good fiddler he is. He knew what key it was instinctively.
Absolutely. I'm a top man. I've got many keys.
We're doing.
Have you seen the old man who walks the streets of London, picking up the papers with his worn out shoes? In his eyes you see no pride, hands held loosely by his side. Yesterday's papers with yesterday's news. So how can you tell me you're lonely and say for you that the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. Have you seen the old girl in the closed down market, dirt in her hair and her clothes all in rags? She's got no time for talking, she just keeps right on walking, carrying her home into carry a bag. So how can you tell me you're lonely and say for you sun don't shine. Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. In the all-night cafe at 11:15, same old man sitting there on his own, looking at the world over the rim of his teacup. Each cup lasts an hour and then he wanders home alone. How can you tell me you're lonely and say for you that the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. Have you seen the old man outside the seaman's mission? His memory fading with the ribbons that he bears. In our winter city, the rain cries a little pity for one more forgotten hero and a world that just don't care. So how can you tell me you're lonely and say for you that the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something that'll make you change your mind.
Now we've got something special coming up.
Oh,
Yes, the Hat Band Pantomime Company. No, it's not even that, it's the Hat Band Opera Company. Paddy won a prize. Paddy had to leave his village on the west coast of Clare, and he went all the way to London to collect his prize. He was ever so proud he was. And he went up to get it, and the man handed it to him, and he said, "What's that?" And the man said, "That's a thermos, Paddy." And Paddy said, "A thermos? That's good. What's it do?" And the man said, "Well, Paddy, it keeps hot things hot and cold things cold." Oh, he said, "That's good. Hot things hot, cold things cold. Wait till I tell the boys back home." So then he went all the way back to the west coast of Clare, and he went into his pub. And he said, "Here's my prize. It's a thermos." And they said, "It's a thermos, Paddy? What's it do?" And Paddy said, "It keeps hot things hot and cold things cold." And they said, "That's wonderful. What's in it?" He said, "At the moment," he said, "2 cups of tea and an ice cream." Someone will throw you a fish, be careful. Thank you very much. Okay. This is a change of guitar here. Good. And this piece of spaghetti. Yeah, okay, all right. That's good. Now, isn't it worth waiting for? No, not really. This is the Hat Band opera company's presentation of something incredibly full of pathos. So full of pathos, in fact, it is pathetic. Are you ready? Yes! That's one. Are you ready? Yes! That's two. Are you ready? No! No? Okay. Yes, all right. In a crumbling ruin. It was more worse than that. In a crumbling ruin. Okay, wallop. Condemned for years, there dwelt a widow, such a kind old dear. Kind old dear. Kind old dear. For 40 years, in her basement flat. No. For 40 years in her basement flat. No friend had she but her old tomcat. Her old tomcat. Her old tomcat. Not much of a costume change there then. Are you ready on the lights? You ready? Okay. One Christmas Eve, she sat cold and glum, when a blinding flash We spent half an hour working on this, and we'll try this again. One Christmas Eve, she sat cold and glum. You can do better than that. When a blinding flash, that'll do, lit her lonely slum, her lonely slum, her lonely slum. Are you ready for this? All you out there, are you ready for this? No, you've got to be readier for this than that. You've got to give him a cheer, because if you don't give him a cheer, he won't appear. Are you ready? Yeah! Are you all ready? Yeah! And there stood a fairy. There stood a fairy saying, have no fear, to grant 3 wishes they have sent me here. Send me here, send me here. With trembling hands she held forth her purse. Me widow's pension don't go far, of course, far, of course. Of course. The fairy waved her wand around, and on the floor lay 10,000 pounds. 10,000 pounds. 10,000 pounds. A fabulous figure and a face divine. All my life I've wished them mine. I've wished them mine. Wished them mine. A fabulous figure and a face divine. All my life I've wished them mine. Fabulous figure and a face divine. This is where the magic happens. Magic, magic. Are you ready? Right. A fabulous figure and a face divine. All my life I wish them mine is hers. Are you ready? Now her hair was gold, and her face was fine. Her lovely shape was quite divine, was quite divine, was quite divine. This vision of beauty, in her chair she sat. When her eyes did light upon her old tomcat. Her old tomcat, her old tomcat. He's my only friend, so if you can, make him my handsome young fancy man. Fancy man, fancy man. He's the only friend, so if you can, this is the pathos bit. Pathos, right? Pathetic, yes. He's the only friend, so if you can, make him my handsome. Yeah, ready? Okay. This handsome youth to the girl drew near and whispered softly all in her ear. All in her ear, all in her ear. Oh, the night is young, but you will regret the day you took me to see the vet. The Hat Band Opera Company! Okay, we're now going to press on with the rest of it. At the end of the show, Fusion will be playing in the foyer again for a bit of a party afterwards, so we can all get together and chat, and you can meet us and we can meet you, etc., etc. So mine's a G&T, okay? What's next?
Instrumental.
Oh, great! Great. Have we got it right tonight?
I think so. Right.
There's a funny story about this.
Oh, tell
In
me.
that, yes, I'm bloody telling them.
Oh,
No, I am. You can be as embarrassed as
They
you
know
like.
me very well. It's easy.
They don't all.
Normally.
No, they don't. Shut up.
I mean, 60
No, for once.
for my hat.
For once,
65
do what
quid.
you're told.
It'll never happen.
He couldn't remember how this piece of music started, so he wrote it on a piece of paper and stuck it on his fiddle. Couldn't work out why it wouldn't work. And he realised that what he'd done was write it upside down.
I love you. I really do love you. But after tonight. Should we?
Not too fast! Not too slow! Just right.
gentlemen.
This is the point of the show which this lot have been looking forward to, and I've been dreading. Okay, a little bit of a story here. Back in 1979, I think it was, just 30 years ago, when I first joined the band, this is the sort of thing I was doing. So I'll just give you a little taster of what the band saw in those days. Just bear with me a minute. It is the magic show. Good evening, Earth! In my suitcase, I have another suitcase, just in case. We take an hat, like so, and into the hat we put an handkerchief. Like so. One red handkerchief into that, and one blue handkerchief into that, and we say the magic word, which is abracadabra, and we can see that the red handkerchief has turned blue. An apple, or we could use a pear. But tonight we are going to use an apple. We put the apple behind the handkerchief like so, and we say the magic word, which is was there on that night 30 years ago, and he was quite popular at the time, and like everything else, I'm not allowed to drop it, and he's quite an
character. Yeah, you carry on, laugh amongst yourselves. Quite an interesting character. You see, wears kind of like this. Embarrassed laugh. Right. Yeah, quite a difficult part because he has a leg that goes like that, an arm that goes like that, a shoulder that goes like that, a neck that goes like that, and now and then he'll rub his spine. And he wears a hat like this. Now, if I can stitch all that together and put at the end the little embarrassing laugh, what I would like is for you to give me a big round of applause. Okay? I'll tell you what, help me out. Even if I can't do the embarrassing laugh, would you give me the big... Music. Mary had a little lamb. His foot was as black as soot, and everywhere that Mary went, the sooty footy put. Dear boss, I write this note to you to tell you of my plight, and at the time of writing I am not a pretty sight. My body is so black and blue, my face a deadly grey, and I hope you'll understand why Frankie's not at work today.
Yes, I hope you'll understand why Frankie's not at work today.
I was working on the 14th floor, some bricks I had to clear, and throwing them down from such a height was not a good idea. The foreman wasn't very pleased, he was an awful sod, and he said I'd have to take them down the ladder in me hod.
Yes, he said you'd have to take them down the ladder in his hod.
Now shifting all those bricks by hand, it seemed so awful slow, so I hoisted up a barrel and secured a rope below. But in my haste to do the job, I was too blind to see that the barrel full of building bricks was twice the weight of me.
Yes, the barrel full of building bricks was twice the weight of me.
Now when I came down, I cut the rope and the barrel fell like lead, and clinging tightly to the rope, I started up instead. I shot up like a rocket, and to my dismay I found halfway up I met the bloody barrel coming down.
Oh, halfway up we met the barrel coming down.
The barrel broke my shoulder, as to the ground it sped, and when I reached the top I struck the pulley with me head. You're enjoying yourself, I'm the devil. Still clinging on so fearfully from this almighty blow. No. The barrel spilled at half, bricks and 14 floors below. Yes!
The barrel filled up 14 floors below.
Now when the bricks had fallen from the barrel to the floor, I then outweighed the barrel and I started down once more. Still clinging on so fearfully, I started down with speed, where halfway down I met the blooming barrel with me knee.
Halfway down we met the barrel with me.
Despite this mid-air accident, I did not lose me place. For me and the barrel, well, we went our separate ways, still clinging on so fearfully until I hit the ground, where I landed squarely on the bricks that were all scattered round.
Yes, we landed squarely on the bricks that were all scattered round.
When I lay moaning on the floor, I thought I'd had the worst. Then when I saw the barrel reach the top, I saw its bottom burst. A shower of bricks come down on me. I hadn't got a hope. As I was losing consciousness, I let go the bloody rope.
He was losing consciousness, he let go the bloody rope.
Then the barrel being heavier, it started down once more. It landed right across me as I lay there on the floor. I broke ribs and legs and arms and things, and I can only say that I hope you'll understand why Frankie's not at work.
Yes, we hope you'll understand why Frankie's
not at work today.
We couldn't do a hat band show without that. We couldn't.
Just some wise cracker at one of our concerts, when he'd eaten the apple or something like that, said, "Now put it back together again." And thinking on his feet, he reached into his case and pulled out the other one. Who won that one? He did.
Sure it wasn't a pen.
It'll do. Play something we know, right, I don't know what's next. Oh, yes! Now it's your turn!
Thank you for saying that.
It is. This is your turn. You're going to learn a song with us now. It goes like this, your bit. Lean forwards, lean backwards, the left, the right. Hands up, hands down, the left, the right. Lean forwards, lean backwards, the left, the right. Hands up and then hands down again. Clap, clap.
Blame him.
Yeah, you've got to keep it going. Let's do it again. Lean forwards, lean backwards, the left, the right. Hands up, hands down. The left, the right. No, I won't. No. Someone is cocking it up worse than we can. It's not the left and the right. It's the left pause, the right. Okay? Not left and the right. You'll throw us completely if you do that.
And it's your other round.
Okay, so let's do it again. Lean forwards, lean backwards, the left, the right. Hands up, hands down, the left, the right. Louder! Forwards, lean backwards, the left, the right. Hands up and then hands down again.
Think of a clock pendulum.
Lean forwards, lean backwards, the left and the right. Hands up, hands down, the left and the right. Lean forwards, lean backwards, the left and the right. Hands up and then hands down again. Lean forwards, lean backwards, the left and the right. Hands up, hands down, the left and the right. Lean forwards, lean backwards, the left and the right. Hands up and then hands down again. And before we sing this Bavarian drinking song, we were going to introduce. Are you ready? Yeah. We'll introduce you to the star of this, Mr. Han Sneeze.
My name is Hans Sneeze, and seasons of bumps and daisies. Oh dear, what can the matter be? 6 old ladies locked in the lavatory. They were there from Sunday to Saturday. Nobody knew they were there.
Lean forwards, lean backwards, the left, the right. Hands up, hands down, the left, the right. Lean forwards, lean backwards, the left, the right. Hands up and then hands down again.
They'd all been invited for tea with the vicar. They went in together, they thought it was quicker. But the lavatory door was a bit of a sticker, and
Nobody knew they were there. Lean forward, lean backwards, the left and the right. Hands up, hands down, the left and the right. Lean forward, lean backwards, the left and the right. Hands up and then hands down again.
the first old old lady was old Mrs. Humphrey. She sat on the side to make herself comfy, but then she found out she could not get her bum free.
And nobody knew she was there. Lean forwards, lean backwards, the left and the right. Hands up, hands down, the left and the right. Lean forwards, lean backwards, the left and the right. Hands up and then hands down again.
Can we have a dirty verse?
Oh no,
Okay. Clean version. The next old lady was old Mrs. Spry. She took in a bottle to booze on the sly. She jumped on the seat and fell in with a cry.
and nobody knew she was there. Lean forward, lean backwards, the left and the right. Hands up, hands down, the left and the right. Lean forward, lean backwards, the left and the right. Hands up and then hands down again.
Do you want a dirty verse, son? No? Okay. The next was the mayor of Chichester's daughter. She went in to pass superfluous water. She pulled on the chain and the rising tide caught her.
And nobody knew she was there. Lean forwards, lean backwards, the left and the right. Hands up, hands down, the left and the right. Lean forwards, lean backwards, the left and the right. Hands up and then hands down again.
George's verse.
Ooh. The next old lady was Emily Clancy. She went in 'cause something had tickled her fancy, but then she found out she'd got ants in her fancy.
And nobody knew she was there. Lean forward, lean backwards, the left and the right. Hands up, hands down, the left and the right. Lean forward, lean backwards, the left and the right. Hands up and then hands down again.
Mixed verse.
The next old lady was old Mrs. Brewster. Right side this
It was not as it used to.
The last old lady was old Mrs. Brewster. Her eyes are quite bad, she couldn't see as she used to. She sat on the handle, thought somebody goosed her, and nobody knew she was there.
Lean forward, lean backwards, the left and the right.
You're trying to explain it to him.
The left and the right. Lean forward, lean backwards, the left and the right. Hands up and then hands down again.
Charles's verse.
The next old lady was old Mrs. Mason. She couldn't hang on. She peed in the basin. That's the one I washed my face in.
And nobody knew she was there. Lean forwards, lean backwards, the left and the right. Hands up, hands down, the left and the right. Lean forwards, lean backwards, the left and the right. Hands up and then hands down again.
Dirty person. The next old lady was old Mrs. Smart. This is so sad, it may break your heart. She paid a penny but couldn't even break wind.
And nobody knew she was there. Lean forward, lean backwards, the left and the right. Hands up, hands down, the left and the right. Lean forward, lean backwards, the left and the right. Hands up and then hands down again.
Dirty verse.
Yeah, bloody well do it,
All
for
right.
goodness sake.
The last old lady was old Mrs. Cole. She cried out, "My God, there is no toilet roll." So she is the one with the dirty eyes.
Knew she was there. Lean forward, lean backwards, the left and the right. Stand up, sit down, the left and the right. Lean forwards, lean backwards, the left and the right. Stand up and then sit down again.
One more time.
Lean forwards, lean backwards, the left and the right. Stand up, sit down, the left and the right. Lean forwards, lean backwards, the left and the left and the right, stand up and then sit one more time. Lean forward, lean back to the left and the right, stand up, sit down, to the left and the right, lean forward, lean back to the left and the right, stand up and then sit down again.
Sadly, we come to the last song. It's very dusty in here. No, it's laster than that. It's the last song. We haven't been doing this for years and we don't know what all the tricks of the trade are. Give me an M! Give me an O! Give me an R! Give me an E! What's that spell? What's that spell? Okay. You've got to shout that after the next 3 numbers. Okay, first encore, second encore, and then the final number.
Town they called Belfast, apprentice to trade I was bound, and many's the hour of sweet happiness I've spent in that big little town. Till a sad misfortune came over me, which caused me to stray from the land, far away from me friends and relations, betrayed by a black velvet band.
All together.
Her eyes, they shone like diamonds, they called her the queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. I took a stroll down Broadway, when a gentleman passing us by. Well, I knew she meant the doing of him by the look in her evil black eye. A gold watch she took from his pocket and pressed it right into my hand. And the very next thing that I said was, that's it to the black velvet man.
All together now.
Her eyes, they shone like diamonds, they called her the queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. Before the judge and the jury, next morning I had to appear. The judge, he said to me, young man, your case it is proven quite clear. I'll give you 7 years leave of servitude if you serve far away from this land, far away from your friends and relations, betrayed by the black velvet
Come on,
band.
clap your hands.
Her eyes, they shone like diamonds, they called her the queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. So come on, all you jolly young fellows, a warning take you from me. If you go out of the town, me boys, beware of those pretty colleagues, for they'll fill you with strong drink, me boys, till you are unable to stand. And the very next thing that you'll know will be you're landed in Van Diemen's Land. And her eyes, they shone like diamonds, I call her the queen of the land. And her hair down over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band.
One more time.
Her eyes, they shone like diamonds, I call her the queen of the land.
Louder, clap those
And
hands.
her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band.
the land is a Yankee dollar bill. This is the rudest song we do. Anyone under 21 better go now. No, it's not time yet. Money in the land is a Yankee dollar bill. Money in the land is a Yankee dollar bill. Money in the land is a Yankee dollar bill. Money in the land is a Yankee dollar bill. That's safer. With a big, big bamboo, bamboo. Yeah, 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 yeah. Money in the land is a Yankee dollar bill. Well, if you sit still, I'll sing you a song. It's not very big, so it won't take long. But first of all, let me introduce... Are you ready?
Yes!
My rhythm band, let it all hang loose with a big, big bamboo, bamboo. Yeah, 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 yeah. Money in the land is a Yankee dollar bill. Well, I asked my lady, what could I do to make love happy and make love true? She said, the only thing that I want from you is a little bit of your big bamboo. A big, big bamboo, bamboo. Yeah, 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 yeah. Money in the land is a Yankee dollar bill. Well, I gave my lady a coconut. She said, I like it, it's okay, but the only thing that worries me, what use are the nuts without the tree? With a big, big bamboo, bamboo. Yeah, 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 yeah. Money in the land is a Yankee dollar bill. Well, I gave my lady a sugar cane. Sweet something, sweets, I did explain. She gave it back to my surprise. She liked the flavor, not the size. With a big, big bamboo, bamboo. Yeah, 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 yeah. Money in the land is a Yankee dollar bill. Well, I gave my lady a banana plant. She said, I like it, it's elegant. You must not let it go to waste. Much too soft to suit my taste. With a big, big bamboo, bamboo. Yeah, 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 yeah. Money in the hand is a Yankee dollar bill. Last verse. Well, I met a tiny man called Dick Hung Low. He got married, went to Mexico. His wife divorced him very quick. She wanted bamboo, not a chopstick. With a big, big bamboo, bamboo. Yeah, 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 yeah. Money in the land is a Yankee dollar. One more time. With a big, big bamboo, bamboo. Yeah. Money in the land is a Yankee dollar bill. It takes too much to get undressed and to leave the stage, you see. That's why I just stay on it, because you know what the routine is. You're going to be here until we're finished. So, this is one of our favourites, this one. It's just as well as a loo off there. You know, with prostate troubles, you've got to go quite frequently. Last Saturday night
night I got married.
Married!
Me and the wife settled down. Now me and the wife have parted. I'm gonna take another stroll downtown.
Come on!
Irene, good night, Irene.
Get your hands up!
Irene, good night.
Sway with the music!
Irene, good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams.
I want to see every sweaty armpit. Oh, sometimes I live in the country.
Country!
Sometimes I live in the town. Get your arms up, you lazy buggers! So I have a great notion to jump in the river and drown.
Irene, good night, Irene. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams.
Stop all your round. I didn't say stop waving your arms. Stay and lay them down. Everybody stand up. Hey, hold your wives and your man. Come on, up you get. Up you get. Oh, my fireside ride. Come on, up you off your arse. Irene, hands in the air.
Irene, Irene, good night.
Sing it loud.
Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams.
The hat band hasn't played for ages.
Ages!
Never since 92.
92!
But here we all are doing it all over again. Just as good as new.
Irene, good night, Irene. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I see you in my dreams.
We're raising money for the hospice.
Hospice!
We want to make 1,000 or 2. So dig in your pockets and give us all of your fluff. We're knackered and so are you.
Irene, good night, Irene. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams.
We now come, get yourselves seated, make yourselves comfy. We now come to the final song of the evening. And I think it's appropriate at this time that we remember what we're here for. Okay, you've come here not just to see the hat band, but it's good of you to come and join us with this. I cannot believe the journey, the fact that we, from a silly notion back in July, have sold out 2 nights and raised probably over £20,000. And I want to, at this point, before I forget, because I do forget things, age, I want to thank the other boys in the band for being willing and prepared to meet up again, to, believe it or not, do some rehearsing. And we were here last night, after all, weren't we? But they were willing to come with me on this journey from July to here, and to see a full house like this and to feel the waves coming from you to us is just incredible. But this final song is a nautical song. It's a song of the end of a voyage. Sailors, and I researched this on the internet, which I didn't have in '92, and I found that this is genuinely the final song that they sing as they're pumping out the bottom of the ship to make her dry before they leave her and go onto shore. And the fact that it's the final voyage, and the fact that they're grumbling about the captain, about the cook and the cooking and so on, it's bittersweet. End of a voyage, the thing that has been their home for 4, 5, 6 months, they're leaving behind to go back to their on-land homes. So there's a funny kind of antipathy there for what sailors are believing. And it's the same with this song. The song at the end of a voyage, the end of a concert, the end of a journey for us. And if you're following me, you'll understand where this is going. Because we're talking about the hospice, the end of a life. My Sal died back in the end of June, and this is because of that. That was the trigger. Her death was not sad. Her death was wonderful, peaceful, blissful. And I thank God that she was in the hospice because she had no pain. And that's something that we all ought to be grateful for, to that hospice and the people who work there, for the gifts they have in giving our loved ones a blessed journey onwards. My father died a year past Christmas, and at Easter this year, I scattered his ashes off Iona on Martyrs Bay. He was, I think, probably the last founding minister for the Iona community, which is a spiritual place there. Sal found solace there, so after she died, I took her ashes there and I scattered them on Martyrs Bay as well, on the waters, alongside my dad. It was a special moment. My soul slips out upon the tide at night, and on the quiet water lies at rest. The dark hills rise on either hand, the moon shines dim upon the sand, and on the sea's still breast. There is no sound in all this silent place, save little sounds the sleeping spirit craves. Faint music from a waterfall, a lost and lonely curlew's call, and everlasting waves. And there we have hope, the everlasting waves. I know that the waters carry my dad and my Sal forever. The start of a new journey for them and for me. And the lesson I learned was that it's not what was that matters, nor is it what might have been, for we were only married 2 years. What matters is what is. And my message to you all is to make every moment special for yourselves and for your loved ones. Make it special. We never know what is round the corner. And if we can do that, we will genuinely be achieving something. So my thanks to the boys. We sang this song at Nick's funeral. The music that was played at the start of the show is the music that was played at Sal and my wedding, and also at her funeral. So I'd like you to join us in the song about the end of a voyage. It's called Leave Her, Johnny, and it's very special to me. Before we start, I'd like you all to put your hats on. If you've got a hat there, put it on.
I thought I heard the old man say, leave her, Johnny, leave her. It's a long, hard pull to the next payday, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her, oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, the voyage is done, and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. Oh, the skipper was bad, and the mate was worse. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. He'd drive you down with a spike and a curse, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, the voyage is done, and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. Oh, pull your lovers, or you'll get no pay. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, pull your lovers, and delay, for it's time for us to leave her.
Sing it with us.
Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, the voyage is done, and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. Oh, I thought I heard the old man say, leave her, Johnny, leave her. On the next payday, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her,
Hats off for the hospice.
oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, the voyage is done, and the winds don't blow, and it's time